My name is Bonita Collins, and I am a member of Tuesday Muse, which is a group of 6 artists comprising a focused art study group. We've been together about 3 to 4 years. We had our first show as a group in this gallery 2 years ago, so this is our second show together. We are all practicing individual artists. We practice in different disciplines in media, and we know each other through the arts community pretty much. My sister is one of us, so I've known her longer. But all of us are friends and got together deciding that this might be an encouraging thing to do, to look into what we do to research and grow as artists.
My name is Linda McVicker, and I've been in Tuesday Muse since we started. We all started about the same time, several years ago. And I am primarily a calligrapher, and started off doing just lettering, and then I got into more sophisticated art, I guess you would say, where I'm painting and doing backgrounds and trying to get colors with meanings for words, and trying to get my words to have a feeling when you look at a piece that I do.
My name is Sandra Spiteri, and the art I do is painting, and I've been experimenting in sculpture recently, and the medium I am most comfortable in is watercolor.
Our group, Tuesday Muse, keeps me working. If I don't have something to bring, I start to panic because everybody else is going to have something to bring to share, and you don't want to be the one that's sitting there going, oh, I didn't do anything this month. So I try, and I think that's one of the reasons that we have formed the group, is to give us some impetus to keep working, because sometimes it's hard to get inspired and life gets in the way, and you know, you're making dinner instead of down in your studio, so at least for me.
Tuesday Muse inspired me by our group as a whole, because we have such great artists in there. And they come and you show your piece and they critique it. They'll say, this is really good. Well, you might want to work on this area. And like Linda said, comes around, it's Tuesday Muse, and you better have something to show. So it's like, okay, you know.
We try to bring work that we've been working on, and sometimes we go to see something local, look at other people's work. We try to share what we've been doing. We share information that we've gotten on what's happening on the art scene. This show is comprised of, it's called Collected Works because it's not necessarily new work, but a body of work that represents what each one of us do. In my case, it's work spread over a number of years, but none of it has been shown before except for 2 pieces. And I think everyone has just chosen what they would like to see represented.
The pieces that I have in this exhibit are kind of varied. I have the collage behind Sandra, and when you travel you collect all kinds of things, and you have boxes of things, and I wanted to get rid of all these boxes of things, and I thought a collage is probably the best way of doing it. So I've made several travel collages, and this one happens to be of Germany. So after I got the things that I wanted to keep on paper, then I could get rid of all the rest of the junk. And I have some pieces that are more painterly, and they span probably 6 or 8 years of work, just varied things. And I tried to pick things for this exhibit that were varied, not all strictly lettering.
I picked the art from the beginning until now. And also I've included some new sculptures that I've done. A lot of mixed media, which is a new experience for me working in mixed media. So it's because this is a collective work, it doesn't have to be all new. So I would say my work spans about 8 years.
Primarily I'm a sculptor, but I'm not working in sculpture at the moment, so I have gone into two-dimensional work. The work represented here in this show is watercolor, pastel, acrylic, collage, and sketches. I've been doing art probably my entire life, but I did study formally. I have a BFA and a master's from Wayne State University, and I studied internationally with masters that I would consider going and studying with in workshops and that sort of thing. I lived in Toronto for 28 years and practiced I had a studio going all the time, and I had one major show at the Art Gallery of Ontario when they opened their new Canadian wing in 1978. I was given a one-man show along with 2 other artists and had the privilege of traveling the province for a year. So I was able to go into a lot of the towns and give workshops and lectures and that sort of thing.
I guess I have been doing calligraphy since, gosh, early 70s, formal calligraphy. But I've always been interested in letters, and I've always done doodling and that sort of thing. So I took my first calligraphy class in about 1984. And since then I've studied with a number of national and international teachers, and I've gone to the international conferences that they have and studied with all kinds of lettering artists and painters, and just trying to improve my skills and perfecting my craft.
I've been interested in painting for the last 15 years, and I've concentrated mostly in watercolor. And recently, in the last couple of years, I went back to school, and I'm pursuing a BFA at Wayne State. So now I'm being introduced to all kinds of different media. So
I consider myself a contemporary in terms of, I look at the contemporary artists as social barometers. They kind of, our responsibility is to record and reflect our society and the culture that we live in. Hence, I think that pop art is valid. I think that street art, tags, and graffiti is valid. And people like Andy Warhol and Klaus Oldenburg and so forth, I've actually met and talked with. But my iconography comes from what I see around me. And right now I've been working on a series called American Icon, and they're sneakers, tennis shoes, and that sort of thing. My heroes, if you will, are Klaus Oldenburg, Andy Warhol, Lichtenstein, in music as well, John Lennon, Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, Philip Glass. I like classical as well, but I think that in every era, the artist, no matter what media they are, if it's music or theater or two-dimensional, they are all reflections of the world that they live in.
When I am creating a new work of art, it's usually a word or a quote that inspires me. And then I think about what the words, the colors, the feeling of the quote, and go from there. It's not always legible anymore, and I don't always use pen anymore. I frequently use brush. You can letter with practically anything, so it depends on what I'm doing. If it's something that's just a really robust quote, I might be using sticks to letter with, or if it's something that I think needs some delicate lettering, I will use a pointed pen. But it just depends on the quote and how it hits me and how it moves me.
What inspires me most, I believe, is nature. I always have a sketchbook with me, and I'll be riding along and see something, and sometimes I stop if I'm driving, and I'll write it in my sketchbook. That's that idea, and then I try to relate it on paper.
The advice I would have for inspiring artists is to just get out there and get started and do something. And if you can't think of what to do, take a class, and take a class in something that maybe you never even heard of, and it might be something that just really sparks your interest. and just do it.
My inspiring words to artists is just do it, and really do it. Paint every day. Bring a sketchbook. Always carry a sketchbook. But you have to paint every day, or it's just going to go by you.
Just keep at it. Keep going. Don't give up on yourself or your dreams. Just keep doing it because you love it. Your passion will keep you going.